today we are finally going to be talking about perennial philosophy. It's about time, huh? This is going to be a light history of perennial philosophy. I'm not going to deep dive into the different aspects of each sub-tradition. What I want to do is create more of an overarching history of perennial philosophy. It's a philosophy that spans across civilizations, cultures, and religions, transcending the boundaries of time and space. I understand this seems like a grand statement, so let me explain. Our tale begins in the ancient civilizations of Egypt, India, and China, although it is very probable that perennial philosophy spans much farther back in history than this. This is just when we start seeing evidence of it, because this is pretty much when recorded history started. In a way, another name for perennial philosophy is mysticism. It's argued against in academia, but for anybody who has open eyes, it's plain as day. The mystics are speaking the language of perennial philosophy. It's one and the same. Anyway, so our tale begins in ancient Egypt, India, and China, where sages and wise men contemplated the mysteries of existence. They sought to understand the nature of reality and the purpose of life and the relationship between humanity and the divine. These early thinkers realized that beneath the surface level diversity of religious and philosophical traditions, there existed a common thread of wisdom, an underlying unity that connected all spiritual paths. Now, fast forward to ancient Greece, the birthplace of Western philosophy, and here thinkers like Pythagoras, Plato, Plotinus, they delved into metaphysics and explored the nature of the soul. And the soul is actually the psyche. The word psyche means soul in ancient Greek. Anyway, they acknowledged that there was a profound unifying theory at the heart of existence, and this unity extended beyond the physical world. And this very realization laid the foundation for the modern idea of perennial philosophy. In India, the Upanishads, their sacred texts, expanded upon the perennial philosophy quite nicely, proposing the concept of Brahman, the ultimate reality, the ultimate grounding of being that underlies all things. The Hindu sage Shankara further developed these ideas, emphasizing the importance of self-realization and the recognition of our essential unity with the divine. But as centuries passed, other great thinkers also joined in the chorus of perennial philosophy, aka mysticism. Sufi mystics in Persia, such as Rumi and Ibn Arabi, they celebrated the union of the human soul with the divine beloved. Islamic philosophers like Ibn Sina, the Greeks called him Avicenna because, like me, they couldn't actually pronounce his name. Well, he contributed his own insights, synthesizing Neoplatonic and Aristotelian ideas with Islamic theology. Meanwhile, Jewish mystics explored the Kabbalah, seeking the mystical union with God. This is all the same thing, wrapped up in a different culture. Fast forward again to the Renaissance, and this period witnessed a revival of interest in these ancient ideas, in this ancient wisdom. Scholars like Marsilio Ficino and Pico della Mirandola, they strived to reconcile the teachings of ancient philosophers with Christian theology. They recognized the perennial philosophy as a bridge that could unite different religious and philosophical traditions, emphasizing the shared spiritual heritage of humanity. Fast forward again to the 20th century, and the concept of perennial philosophy is popularized by British writer and philosopher Aldous Huxley. Yes, this is the same Aldous Huxley who chose to die with an IV drip of LSD in his arm. Well, almost. To be more exact, his wife shot him up with 2 different doses of 100 micrograms of LSD upon his deathbed. And several of the doctors proclaimed that his death was the most serene, calm transition to death they had ever witnessed in their entire careers. My hero. Anyway, moving on. Our man Aldous Huxley wrote a profound book called The Perennial Philosophy, where he basically just takes his time comparing and contrasting different quotes from mystics throughout all time periods. Probably also worth noting here that he, I believe, actually gave credit to the coining of the term perennial philosophy to Leibniz, but I would have to double check that. If anybody knows the real answer to that, you can leave it in the comments below. I don't mind being corrected. In his influential book, The Perennial Philosophy, Huxley highlighted the universal truths found in the mystical and contemplative traditions of various cultures. He argued that these perennial truths could serve as a unifying force in a fragmented world, promoting harmony, understanding, and compassion among diverse societies. Because that's pretty much all I care about. I don't care about being right about this underlying unity of all religion. I don't care about winning arguments with fundamentalist Christians, even though that's very satisfying. What I care about is how this can actually help the world. At its core, this philosophy offers a perspective that transcends the limitations of individual religious and philosophical dogmas. It recognizes that beneath the surface level differences, there is an essential unity, a shared longing for truth, meaning, and transcendence. By acknowledging the perennial philosophy, we can cultivate a spirit of tolerance and respect for all different belief systems. It encourages us to seek common ground, promoting dialogue and cooperation instead of divisiveness and conflict. When we recognize the underlying unity of all religious and spiritual traditions, we can transcend religious exclusivity and embrace a more inclusive and compassionate worldview. Besides this, the perennial philosophy emphasizes the importance of inner transformation and self-realization, which to me it's fundamental. It's key to changing the world. You can go out there and you can try to change all the little things that you see that you don't like about the world. You can protest. You can give money to organizations that are battling against the ethics and morals that you disagree with. But in the end, the only way to actually transform this world is to start with yourself. Yeah, maybe it's a little cliche. And yeah, maybe 100 other nerds have said the same thing throughout history. But I'm telling you, inner transformation and self-realization are the foundations of transforming this world. This type of transformation can remind us that the ultimate truth lies within ourselves, waiting to be discovered. By engaging in practices like meditation, contemplation, self-inquiry, we can uncover our true nature and awaken to the deeper dimensions of existence. This inner awakening has the potential to bring about personal growth, peace, and harmony in our lives. It can help us cultivate virtues such as love, compassion, empathy, which are actually essential for the well-being of not only individuals, but society as a whole. The perennial philosophy invites us to move beyond mere intellectual understanding and embark on a transformative journey towards self-discovery and spiritual realization. So, dear listeners, let us embrace the perennial philosophy as a guiding light, a beacon of wisdom that transcends time, culture, and belief. By understanding its essence and embodying its teachings, we, you and I, can contribute to the well-being of humanity, fostering unity, harmony, and the realization of our shared spiritual potential. Let's not waste this opportunity. That sacred flame needs fanning. You and I together can kindle this fire. Thanks for listening.